Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm a bit late with my war uploads, hence I will squeeze in wars number 2 and 3 in this video because I just finished my fights for war number 3. And you guys probably know that our first war was quite intriguing, very hard fought war against DSVG. We ended up tying them, but we cleared them up faster, therefore we should have won it, except the game thought otherwise. I have also been informed that the same bug has affected other alliances, and it still persisted in War 2, so it is going to be very interesting to see what, if anything, Kabam does about it, because quite frankly, well, they haven't done anything yet. Either way, War number 2 is up against Legion, and I don't have too many fights, but some of them will be quite interesting, so I'm going to be using Odin, Rintra, and Omega Sentinel. Both Omega Sentinel and Rintra are rank 4s. Odin is there for synergies primarily. And I'm on path 1 in section 1, where I only have the one fight in the first section. And here it's basically all about heal block. There are some of those nodes where if you dash back or you stay close to him, here we can see personal space regeneration. So whenever you stay close to him, he's going to get his regeneration buffs, and then, you know, bad things happen further on. But if you have him heal blocked all fight, then it doesn't really matter. So for most part, the job is to get a heal block and then just leave it on for the rest of the fight. Now, I will get a bit greedy, so I will try to fancy this up a bit. And you guys are going to see, we're going to get kind of mixed results, but it's all going to work out. So I have built up my 3 heal blocks here. And at this point, I'm just going to finish a combo with a light still. I do not plan on throwing heavies in this fight because I do not wish to shift away from my heal block mode. So here, perhaps, probably would have been better dropping light ender combo before that special attack, but we're fine. We still managed to refresh it all before the heal block expired, so I'm going to go in for another refresh. And at this point, we can see that incinerates are actually doing quite a solid amount of job. I stack on the 6th one as well. So here I got quite fortunate, and because of the incinerates, he actually didn't get to the 15 gamma mark, which meant that he never went immortal, and that is the more dangerous part of this fight, and it was super easy, barely an inconvenience. Now I have to use all of the Odin's pre-fights for these Path 8 fights, because then I will be winning the Rich Get Richer battle, which again is actually going to turn out to be quite a bit annoying, especially with this Hyperion not being overly cooperative. Now, I was pondering whether I should or should not use Indestructible 3 boost here, and I think I voted against it because it's Hyperion Rintra. Even if he gets to a level 3, there shouldn't be much of an issue with it, but we're going to discover a different issue very quickly. Well, first of all, here I got hit anyways a few times, so that would have wasted my Indestructible boost, so I have that consolation prize here. But I basically immediately got to my level 2, and here he just refuses to throw his special attack. Also, very important to notice his power bar right here, and he just refuses to throw his special attack. So at this point, I tap in one light very quickly just to reapply the neutralize. And thankfully, he did use his special there, so I can drop my level 3 here. So this fight should not be as annoying and tricky as it just took a turn to. But now we do have it kind of under control, especially if he throws his level 2. We should be perfectly fine. And now I'm rooted in the corner. I'm still winning the Rich Get Richer battle. Now 25 raptures, but unfortunately didn't crit. So we still did nice 40k, but obviously it wasn't anything too special. Here I go in for another level 2, but by the time that level 2 connects, I'm at like another... I'm nearly at another level 2. I just can't build up my level 2s here. And I'm here throwing another level 2, and it doesn't crit either. And since it wasn't built up, and he throws his level 1, and another level 2 to the face. So there are some frustrating things sometimes when you are using Rintra, especially if Rintra is awakened, and this is kind of like one of them. You just get a bit too much power. But ultimately, obviously, it's fine. I wasn't in any real danger. Rintra is extremely chunky boy. As I said, even if Hyperion had thrown his level 3, nothing serious would have had happened there. And now for these fights, I will apply the invulnerability boost for this one and for the next one as well, just in case I do mess up. It is a close war still at this point. Either alliance can take the W, so obviously I do not want to be the guy that messes it up. And Cersei is often quite annoying, at least to me. So here I have cornered Cersei, everything's going perfect. She throws her level 1, sweet. So now we're just going to corner, start building raptors. And I do want to drop my level 2 in just a second. And I pushed myself to level 3 again. That's the problem. I love Rintra a lot, but in these alliance war fights, especially with like Rich Get Richer, it can just be so annoying with those level 3 sometimes. But at this point, I do have like 24, 25 raptors at her. She's throwing her special. Everything's working very, very well. So here we have 29 raptors. Throws a heavy attack, no problem. I use my level 2 at 22 raptors, and finally one of them crits. So that crit for 130k, and the fight is over immediately. And my final fight for the war here is going to be Galen. And again, Galen, you know, against Rintra, has Rich Get Richer aspect of evolution. Because of Odin's pre-fights, I will be winning that Rich Get Richer battle. So the base point here is just, you know, make sure he doesn't get his harvest off. And even if he does, a single harvest detonation will not do too much to Rintra because he's a very, very chunky boy. And here we have Galen in the corner. Perfect. I wish he used his special immediately. Here I'm just going to tap it on a block. We have all the raptors. Well, we only have 4, but we're doing our best here, boys. And here again, I'm at level 2 already. And I think that after this special attack, I decided just to not bother with special attacks at all. I'm just gonna take his specials on the block and build up my raptors and be happy. So I do get that incinerate on me, but again, single incinerate is not going to do anything. He's still at 0 planetary mass, and I do have those raptors ticking away at him in the background. At this point, we have 20. He can do whatever he wants, and nothing bad is going to really happen. I push him to level 2 again here. Whatever, get hit by last bit of it, get that incinerate, but we are fine. And we are still just clapping at that Galen. Those raptors are ticking away his health, and I am just beating him down in the corner. And happy days. This is my last fight in this war and with Rintra as well, so I'm just gonna drop a level 3 to finish with some extra style points, and that is it for this war. Now, unfortunately, we did end up losing this war 6-9. Definitely the messy start of the season had quite a bit to do with it, so this is technically our second loss in first 2 wars, so an awful start of the season. Hopefully Kabam fixes the first loss, so we're only left with 1, but you know, it just really kind of screwed the team over in terms of morale and everything else. That's fine. And now next war, we are here against a Russian alliance. So this is war number 3 now. This war is technically not concluded yet, but I will tell you guys the current state of the war at the end of the video. But for this war, I'm using Magneto House of X, Nick Fury, and Nimrod. So Nick Fury and Nimrod both are rank 4s, which is awesome for war. We do have the debuff detox, but that doesn't matter too much. Here, I did have to do one fight last night, which is something I typically don't like to do. I don't like to join and attack and fight in Alliance War in the first like half of it, because typically when the war starts is about 6:30 p.m. It takes about an hour, 2 or a bit more at times for our officers to put together a war plan. So that means that these fights are almost always kind of like very late at evening, pretty much the last thing I do in the game. And you know, I just don't play the best when I'm a bit groggy or sleepy or whatever, so I try to avoid it. But it was just the one fight that I had to do here against Mr. Fantastic, so I figured I might as well have a go at it. So he is Unsteady Ground Defender. It's known as Spiked Armor and Combat Deja Vu Prowess. But it's Nick Fury against Mr. Fantastic, so it should be pretty much fine. As long as I purify every debuff that he throws at me, he cannot evade either. And I basically just alter my combos there as well. And the plan is just to get some of those inner bleeds going, and they are ticking away for plenty. So I'm not going to be necessarily trying to go for light combo finishers, for at least for the first half of the fight, and I'm just going to be focusing more on the inner bleeds. Now I do have a couple of debuffs on me here, So in order to get rid of them, we just need to knock him down. As you can see, that glancing immediately came into play. And here I go for another heavy attack, which unfortunately did trigger spiked armors and gave him the prowess, but I drop my level 2, knock him down, get rid of the debuffs yet again, and finish a combo with light, and the job is done, and I'm at like 96% health, which is pretty much perfect. So that was it. Then I just had to apply Magneto House of X pre-fight to that joint fight Killmonger there for a teammate of mine, which is the entire reason why I did that fight. And now this is already day 2, as you guys can see by the war timer. There's only 5 hours left in war, and it's time for me to finish up, and I'm on path 4 in section 2. Haven't done this path, I think, in a bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. I do have a spare Magneto House of X pre-fight, so I'm going to use it on this fight as well. I do need to boost up now, and then we are going to go up against that Quicksilver. So I'm just going to give myself a skill boost, which is actually a bit of a waste. I should have saved this one up, because I'm going to realize it quite soon that it was a bit of a waste, and I would have been better off just throwing level 1s in this and also the next fight, but whatever. So here, basically, because Quicksilver is an Avenger, Nick Fury can prevent his evade. Now, obviously, if I fall below 5 charges, then he can evade, and I should have just dropped my level 1 to completely avoid that entire problem, but I didn't, so he lands in a couple of licks at me here, but it's still fine. Because of those hits, I actually got my charges up anyways, and now I'm gonna purify all of that stuff. We have inner bleed going on for us. I drop level 2 and the fight's over. The fight would have been much more straightforward if I just throw my level 1 and whatever. It doesn't matter too much, especially since I'm gonna kind of cheap out a little bit, and I'm actually not going to heal up Nick Fury for the last fight, because I figured that will be 1000% safe anyways, because Nick Fury still has the second life. Before I do get to my mini boss fight, which will be the last fight in the war, I do have to deal with this Toad, and it's Nimrod against Toad, and well, we all know how this is going to look like, and in this case, I overcomplicated things. Sometimes I do that to myself. I overcomplicate things, and my kind of like habit, because of battlegrounds, often is to drop my level 1 and then go for my level 2. And here I drop my level 1, and the Toad's already at 60-something%, and now I'm hitting him, and he's just being completely nuked down. So here I decided that I will not even bait out the special attack, and by the time I activated the level 2, he was already dead. So that's an incredible amount of overkill there, considering that level 2 with energy vulnerability active would have completely wiped him down from 100% health to 0. So I basically doubled the damage of his health pool there. And here's my last fight. It's Spider-Ham. I hate Spider-Hams. I hate fighting all of the Spider-Hams. I mean, I kind of like using him, but I definitely do hate fighting him. You know, I was pondering, do I use a health potion? But I kind of decided against it, because I do have Magneto House of X pre-fight, giving me some extra attack, maxed out deep wounds, and most importantly, second life on Nick Fury. I will, however, screw up this fight a little bit, but, you know, it's not gonna be anything too crazy. So the point is, well, here, first things first, I do get a popper on me. Here I got quite lucky with my heavy timing, and obviously the trick against Spider-Ham in most cases is just spam your level 1s in order to get rid of your power, so he can't gain too many charges, and the evade never really becomes a problem. And here he doesn't want to throw his level 2. I've almost kind of decided I might as well just go for you know, level 3 to the face and finish the fight then, but it's fine. He did throw it, then I throw my level 1, I knock him down, he gets the disorient, and, you know, from this point, yeah, my health isn't looking perfect, but as I said, it's Nick Fury, so I was never really worried. This isn't the prettiest fight, but, you know, it still works, it's still fine. We get a little bit of willpower healing in there at the end as well from that taunt. I do have some bleeds, some disorient working in Spider-Ham, and here I finish combo, and the job is done. As for final bit, at the moment, as I finish my fights, we are closer to finishing the map, and we are leading by 2 deaths. So obviously this war, we finally cleared it, you know, well, are clearing cleaner. We have died only twice so far, with 19 fights left. And this is how we should have played before. But we didn't. And, you know, ultimately there's nobody else to blame but us. but those have been the last couple of wars. The war number 1 against the SVG is on the channel. I uploaded yesterday. Let me know how your season has started, because New Nation definitely started the entire season with quite a bit of heartache and mess and drama and everything else. So it's just atrocious. But yeah, hope your season's going better than ours, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about